Alex Jones here with a quick note here on InfoWars Nightly News with Leanne McAdoo. George Clooney, one of the biggest fake liberal con men of all time, in my opinion, is really panicked, and so is his management team, after a video shot last week by Paul Joseph Watson has more than 5 million views on Facebook and Twitter. The problem is he has all these bodyguards with guns, but he wants us disarmed. Then he came out against Donald Trump, saying Donald Trump hates Muslims and women, when it's radical Muslims that are enslaving women. And this guy has giant $100 million chateaus in Europe and hasn't invited one single refugee in. And now he's upset that the new media, 5 million views, pointing out that he is just so incredibly conceited and sits up there bumbling around, as you'll see at the start of this video, unable to talk without his notes. It's sickening. So we're going to show you this viral video that's got him so scared right now. But I want to tell George something quickly. George, you're not that bad. Bono, admittedly, will raise hundreds of millions of dollars and give 1.2% to charity while telling folks it's all going to charity. So you don't get the award for the biggest scumbag. The Clinton Foundation keeps 50% of the money from the little black Haitian kids. So we're just pointing out that you're trying to join this club. It's sickening. You're conceited. We don't like it. Now, I just barged in here on the Nightly News to tape this. We can air this tonight. Leanne McAdoo, what's your view on George Clooney snickering right behind you there?
Well, I think it's just amazing how the machine has been able to prop him up all of these years when you can look at his dismal numbers of any movie that he makes. I mean, nothing does well. When we were there at Amerigeddon, they had actually been told that the theaters where Amerigeddon was showing in was doing better than the George Clooney movie, showing in the same exact theaters. So here's a person who comes out and just wants to lecture everyone in America about what they need to be doing with their lives, when he's so hypocritical. And the fact that we point that out and it's gone viral, of course he's shaking in his boots. The veil is kind of pulled aside. Yeah,
Toto's done his job. That's a great point. How does he buy $100+ million, this report's about to show, villa in Europe and like 6 or 7 other big mansions, some of them $10 million, $20 million a piece? I mean, where's the money coming from when this guy can barely even get people into the box office? Well, enough about Clooney. We're going to go directly to Paul Joseph Watson's viral report titled F. George Clooney.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump. That's not going to happen. And it's not going to happen because we're not going to be used. Fear is not going to be something that we're going to, that's going to be what drives our country. We're not going to be scared of Muslims or immigrants or, you know, women.
The worst thing about George Clooney isn't the unremitting bullshit that streams out of his mouth. It's the way he always acts as if he's got the moral high ground. You don't have the moral high ground. You're supporting one of the most corrupt politicians in generations. You're supporting a woman who took $100 million from Gulf state dictators, countries responsible for some of the worst human rights abuses on the planet. You're supporting a woman who's in bed with Saudi Arabia, a country that bankrolled ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and was involved in 9/11.
Trump is actually a result, in many ways, of the fact that much of the news programs didn't follow up and ask tough questions. That's the truth.
Really? So if Trump wasn't asked hard questions, why do studies show that he got the most negative coverage out of any Republican candidate?
You know, the ratings go up because they can show up empty podiums saying Donald Trump is about to speak, you know, as opposed to taking those 30 seconds and saying, well, let's talk about refugees, which is the biggest crisis that's going on in the world right now.
Okay, George, let's talk about the refugees, because it makes complete sense that you would throw your support behind Saudi Arabia's preferred candidate. You see, Clooney and the Saudis have a lot in common when it comes to refugees. They both whine and bitch about refugees all day long, while taking in precisely 0 refugees. Saudi Arabia has 100,000 air-conditioned tents with bathroom and kitchen facilities that can house 3 million people, sitting empty for most of the year. How many Syrian refugees have the Saudis taken in? None. George Clooney visits Angela Merkel to lecture Europe about how they're not doing enough for Muslim migrants, despite accepting millions of them over the past year. How many Syrian refugees has George Clooney taken in? None. 0, nada, zilch. The guy's got 5 frigging mansions, 3 of which are in Europe. He's just bought another one in Britain for £10 million. Clooney and his wife have got room for a new swimming pool, a home cinema, a library, a steam room, a spa, a gym, a wine cellar, and 8 empty bedrooms. But no room for any refugees. So Clooney, when are you gonna do your bit for the refugees you care so deeply about? Or is this just one long, tiresome exercise in virtue signalling? I wonder. How dare you lecture Germans about accepting more refugees from the comfort of your $100 million Lake Como villa, while people in villages like Sumte, with a population of little over 100, are inundated by 750 unassimilated Muslim migrants.
We've lost the ability to get to and tell the truth and get to the facts.
Seriously. This is a guy who throws $350,000 a plate fundraisers for Hillary and then has the nerve to get on TV the next day to complain about getting big money out of politics. This is a guy who lectures Hollywood about diversity, yet whose new movie doesn't feature one single black actor. He's a total hypocrite, and I'm sick of seeing his smug, self-satisfied face spewing out meaningless platitudes while the media makes out like he's Jesus f***ing Christ. Clooney once angrily lectured a journalist who called one of his movies boring. You make a lot of films yourself, yeah? I'd like to see you make a film before you get to talk about it. What a jerk, said Clooney. Well, I'd like to see you listen to the parents of women and children raped by Muslim migrants in Europe before you get to talk about it. I'd like to see you house a single Syrian refugee in one of your numerous palatial mansions before implying that we're all racist for expressing concern about the millions of Muslim migrants pouring into Europe. George Clooney is a total prick. George Clooney.
A lot of people ask me, what is the most important area of InfoWars that runs the whole operation that is having such a big effect against the globalists? And I've said it over and over again, it is you, the listeners and the viewers, that send us the intel, the news tips, that support the broadcast, that spread the word. You are 90% of the operation or more. You don't stand beside us, you stand at the heart of InfoWars. When I talk about the people at InfoWars, from customer service, the shipping department, being just as important as our anchors, our researchers, our investigative journalists, and myself, it's absolutely true. Without this team that we've built over the last 20 plus years, we wouldn't be able to do any of what we've been doing. And that's what's so exciting, because we finally built up to a point where we now have the launch pad. Introducing AutoShip for InfoWarsLife.com, a new way to save time and money when you stock up on InfoWarsStore.com products. Again, ladies and gentlemen, when products are sold out, you're unable to get them, sometimes for months, but we hold back the products for people that have already signed up for AutoShip. When you choose AutoShip before checkout on your order at InfoWarsStore.com, we'll give you 10% off and give you guaranteed delivery of out-of-stock products that are on your AutoShip list. Plus, we're giving you free shipping on all orders above $50. Listeners have been requesting this for years because it's so easy to forget to reorder the products when you need them each month. Now it's finally here. AutoShip at InfoWarsStore.com and InfoWarsLife.com. It's easy. Go to InfoWarsStore.com, select your favorite product, click on the AutoShip, and choose how often you want us to send you another order. As you know, I coined the term 360 win, and with the new AutoShip feature at InfoWarsLife.com, it's a sure win. You add to that free shipping on orders of $50, it is a can't lose. Visit InfoWarsStore.com and save 10% off on your next InfoWars Life order by selecting AutoShip at checkout and get free shipping on all orders above $50. That's InfoWarsStore.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.